All right, we have the number one ranked contender in the UFC's Bantamweight division, and as of now, he's scheduled to face Petr Yan June 13th at the event in Kazakhstan. But we're in a very interesting time right now, so let's get an update and check in with Marlon Moraes, Mr. Magic himself. Marlon, how are you, man?
I'm fine. I'm doing fine. Tough times right now we are living, but we are making everything possible to get a good training and get prepared for the fight. Fight might not happen in Kazakhstan, but the UFC confirmed the fight's happening. We're just waiting to hear where, and let's see what's going to happen and where we're going to go.
We'll get into that a little more in a minute, but first things first, how are you and the family doing right now during this pandemic and with the quarantine and everything?
We're good, everything's fine. I'm with my family. We are staying most of the time home. Nobody's going anywhere. I'm the only one. Sometimes I go to the gym and I go grocery. I'm doing everything right now, and I'm just trying to keep them safe, and I'm doing everything possible not to get anything and keep myself healthy too, just to keep this just going.
Like you said, you're trying to train as best as you can with everything being pretty much closed off right now. There's no big gatherings or anything like that. You got to do what you got to do. But during these times, like, I feel like, and I go through this myself, we take a lot of these things for granted. So how much do you miss, like, full-on training sessions, big group of teammates, sparring, that whole group mentality? How much do you miss all that right now?
Yeah, I miss a lot. I was just telling some of my training partners and let them know how I feel. I was telling them that I miss the people in the gym, the energy. Of course, sometimes we want to be by ourselves, especially us as a professional fighters. We go in there, we fight, we fight on TV, we represent everyone. But sometimes it's good to see different people, in the gym, talk with different people that don't talk about fight, And right now, at American Top Team, you only see fighters and only people that have fights coming up, and small groups, they're taking care and they're watching everyone and making sure everybody can get some training.
So how many people are usually in the gym with at one time? It's just like one or two people plus yourself?
Yeah, we are in like different parts of the gym, small groups and not many people, not group training at all.
Who are you working with specifically, or does it kind of mix and match depending on the day?
I work with my coach, and I got this guy Paulo and other guys for wrestling, but we are trying to stick with one or two maximum of guys.
So this fight's going to happen with Petr Yan on June 13th. Location, I guess, TBD right now, Kazakhstan. Have they told you that it's probably unlikely that it's going to happen there at this point? So where are we kind of at as far as the location goes?
Yes, they said 100% it's not happening in Kazakhstan.
This has been a really interesting year for you, Marlon, hasn't it? I mean, from the fight with Cejudo to the Aldo fight, where the entire story heading into that fight wasn't even really about the fight itself. It was about whether or not Jose Aldo would make weight. He does. You win that fight. But then Jose Aldo ends up signing to fight Henry Cejudo for the title. And we heard Dana talk about it after you beat Aldo, and nobody really believed that this could happen. But when you found out that the man you just beat was scheduled to fight for the title, how did you react to that? What was going on in your mind?
Man, to get a fight done, you just need to have two guys, and the main guy right there is Henry. Henry is the champion, and Henry wants to fight him, and that's why he got the title shot. He didn't get the title shot because he's Aldo. He didn't get the title shot because his whole resume, because of Dana. He got the title shot because Henry see behind this fight a lot of things that Aldo was bringing in, and Aldo's a legend and everything else. But to be honest, he doesn't deserve. I think that's other guys out there that deserve this fight more than he did.
Pierre, I actually was reading an interview with Petr Yan prior to jumping on with you, and he kind of commented on that. He thought Aldo and Cruz, which we'll get into in a minute, he thought that it's just such a bad look for the UFC to make those fights. Do you agree with him, or did you kind of see this coming with Cejudo asking for it?
Man, to be honest with you, I see as Aldo, I didn't like it because I see Petr Yan, I see Cody Sandhagen, I see Sterling. That's guys out there, and These guys, they should be fighting. Aldo just lost the fight. It was a close fight. I think I won. But, you don't get a title shot coming off a loss. And let's be honest, Sterling is a good streak. Sandy Hagen is a good streak. And Petr Yan is being impressive lately. So one of those guys should get it, and they didn't. But Dominick Cruz, he's out there. He's working out. The guy being hurt forever, and he did a lot for the sport. He did a lot for the division, and he just can't get going. He can't stay healthy. And at this point, they probably thought, let's do Sterling, but Sterling is hurt. And let's do Petr Yan. He's out of the country. He can't get here in a month. He needs a little bit more time. I think he only can get here in June. This is what I think. And Dominick Cruz probably raised his hand and he said he'll fight him. And who would say no, And Dominick Cruz is a big name. I think it's good for the division, have him back. Oh, he gets hurt in this and that. Okay, man. I'm a big fan of Dominick Cruz. I think he deserves anything in this sport. And if they're giving him a fight for the title, hopefully he make it. And might be his last one. We don't know, He's always hurt. We never know. And if he's healthy now, he said yes, he signed the contract. Let's make it happen. Who's not going to watch this fight, to be honest? I'm going to watch.
Yeah, it's a very interesting matchup on paper. So kind of going back to that, when the information was coming out with the coronavirus that it seemed like Aldo not only wasn't going to be able to fight in Brazil, but wasn't going to be able to come to the States to fight. Was there a part of you that thought you might get tagged in here, even though you had a fight booked, that maybe you would get another crack at Henry?
I wasn't expecting to be the next, That's guys on the line. And me, I'm not going to keep begging. But, of course, I called Ali and I said, Ali, if anything happened, fight week, 2 weeks to the fight, you can let them know I can fight, I can make weight, I'm training, and I'm never going to let the UFC down, If they ever call me and if they ever think I deserve a fight or I'm here, I'm fighting, I'll fight Henry or I'll fight Cruz if I have to. If anything happened in that fight, I can get ready and I can fight.
Ahead of this fight with Petr Yan, he's been on a long winning streak. He's won 9 in a row. He just finished Uriah Faber. He did it right before you stepped into the cage to fight Jose Aldo. You said you've been impressed with his run, but kind of going through and dissecting the fights, what do you think of the matchup on paper between you and Petr Yan? Because this is a really interesting fight in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, to be honest, I have a fight with a high skillful guy, tough fighter. Like you just said, everything he brings to the table. And I can even think about the title shot right now. I'm focused on this guy. I'm focused what I have to do to beat him. And I'm working hard and I'm trying to get better everywhere and bring June 13 my A game, be the best I ever been. And this is how I can beat this guy if I get there and I do everything I know. And he just said he's in a good streak. He been beating guys. He finished a couple guys. UFC's talking highly about him, and he's almost there. Like I told you, I think he's one of the next for the title shot. And so if he's next, why not take a fight with him and maybe take his spot? It's something that I'm aiming for. I'm training hard, and we'll see. Hopefully this fight happens June 13, and I can take his chance, take his shot.
Have you seen holes in his game? Because he's had his moments where, there's been a hiccup or two, but I think all fighters go through that. But he's come through on the other side and gotten his hand raised. Have you seen any holes throughout the fights that you've watched of him?
Everyone that swing hands got holes, If you want to swing one, you can get swing back, And that's what happened. That's fight. That's the fight business. If you want to hit someone, you can get hit too. And in a fight, 2 tough guys, 2 tough fighters. We are both good strikers, and we know the ground. We know the wrestling game, and we can blink. In this fight, you can blink, and you can make mistakes. And this is what we're working. We're working on getting there. Don't make a mistake and get the hand raised.
It's got to be his first UFC main event, and you've been in this spot a few times already, competing in fights scheduled for 5 rounds. Do you see your main event experience, that big fight experience, is that going to be a factor heading into this fight, do you think?
Fight's a fight. There's two guys, 50-50, and going to this fight is 50-50. You can win or you can lose, and I'm going there, and I want to hit him first and be the winner.
Where do you think this fight will end up happening? Like, do you think it happens in the U.S.? Do you maybe even on this mystical fight island that we keep hearing about? Like, where do you think this will happen?
I think, to be honest, I think United States. I think by June he'll be able to get his visa, and we will fight in June for sure.
I know you guys got a little bit of a ways to go to get here, and I don't know if you've even thought this far ahead. Like you said, it's two guys going in there. Whoever makes a mistake is going to pay for it, but how do you sort of envision this all playing out on June 13th?
This way, whatever miss and get hit back is going to go down, and that's it.
You're not looking past Petr Yan, but you're probably looking a little bit ahead here. Are you confident that if you go out there and beat Petr Yan and have a great performance, that you will get another shot at the belt in your next fight, or do you think you're going to have to win a couple more?
I think it's a great chance. You're on the mix. We just got to get this ball going, this is something that pissed me off almost every day. We don't see that bantamweight belt on the line more times. We got to see that belt 4 times a year at least, and we got so many guys, every one of us want to be world champion. We just got to get that belt on the line more times, and we'll see everyone fight, everybody home will be entertained. That's only tough guys and good fighters. And why not, keep active. People just want to hold the belt and say they're world champion, you got to be world champion and put on the line 2-3 times, give the UFC shows, that's it. That's what I think. I want to get there, and I want to get that ball going.
Do you think 35 is the deepest and the best division in the UFC right now?
It's one of, I see at least 8 tough guys, 8 tough fighters that can beat each other in any given day. And at bantamweight, it's tough to do that, knock people out, finish. And in our division, we've been seeing this all the time. So I think it's one of the best out there, definitely.
Selfishly, and I've been saying this for a couple of years now, I need to see you fight Dominick Cruz at some point. Like like when you signed with the UFC and you started running off some wins, I was like, oh man, now we have to do Moraes versus Cruz. And like you said, he just couldn't get back. But I think that's the fight to make at some point. I know you have a lot of respect for Cruz. He's a legend. He's a long champion. Is that a fight that you've had your eye on as well? Is that kind of like a dream matchup for you?
Yeah, we've been working for this fight a couple of times, but he didn't accept. I don't blame him. He wants to get there. He wants to fight for the title, but I believe that he should get on one of the horses on the line too. That's a couple tough guys, and we'll see, man. If he doesn't win or if he wins, I just want to see that belt on the line more times.
Do you suddenly become a Dominick Cruz fan on May 9th? Because you have to think, if he beats Cejudo and you beat Yan, your chances to get back to the belt just got much better. Is that how you're looking at it at all? Or are you just focused on June 13th and whatever happens, happens?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I just want to win my fight, put on a great performance, and after that, keep fighting. Like I told you, I said, I want to see the belt on the line, but I'm an active fighter. I want to keep fighting. I want to fight at least 2 times this year. I think everyone wants. Everyone knows. Some guys just want to be a UFC fighter. That's not my goal. I want to keep fighting, and that's it.
What other things have you been doing during this quarantine time besides training and getting ready for a fight? Is there things that you've done that maybe you've been putting off for a while, and now that you have a little bit of extra time that you've been able to do?
I always stay with my family, but right now I'm trying to do more things with my kids, entertain them. I have 2 kids, and it's tough. It's tough. They have a lot of energy, and I got to teach my son how to ride a bike. He's 5 years old, and it was something that I accomplished. We did some repairs in the house, I did some painting, cleaning every day. And I washed my wife's car a couple times. Just looking just looking to stay busy, It was fun. Long time I don't wash my car, and I wash after probably a year, maybe more than 1 year.
How excited was your 5-year-old when you let go of the bike, riding, did it all by themselves? Like, how cool was that for you, and how excited was your kid when that all happened?
He couldn't believe. It was cool. It's good. We keep thinking about when we were there, Time flies. We just gotta enjoy every second and have passion with the kids and put the time in for them.
Absolutely. My kid wants to be Spider-Man right now. So I'm always running around. I have to be the bad guy all the time. So he just like beats the crap out of me, and I have to let him do it to make him feel better about himself. But that's what we got to do as parents, right?
My son wants to be every day a different superhero.
So he doesn't have a go-to. He just every day is a different one.
Every day a different one, especially with Netflix. Every day he watches a different one, and every day he got a new one.
Yeah, I've watched Spider-Man 3 like 500 times over the last 4 weeks. It's been unbelievable. But I mean,
I'm trying to get him to my world too. I try to watch some movies that I watched back in the days when I was young. And my son, he's 5 years old, and he likes he wants to be a police officer. For maybe 2 years, he keeps saying that. And I got into the police academy. We watched the whole thing. We watched from 1 all the way up to 7, and it was fun. Good times, Every day we watch one, and I was telling him about it. We go on the bike. Every day he calls himself one of the guys. It's cool.
So he liked it?
He loved it. He thinks he's Michael Winslow. You watch, right?
I watched them. I haven't seen them in years, though.
Yeah, it was fun. Me too. I saw on Netflix, and I was flipping movies, and wow, they have the whole season from 1 to 7. So I got to watch. It was fun. I'm
gonna have to check those out with him and see if we can sit through one. I tried to watch Naked Gun with him, because I mean that's kind of a cop movie and it's just ridiculous. But he did like 15 minutes of that, and he was like, "No, I want to watch Spider-Man." And I have.
How old is your son?
He's 7.
He's gonna like police academy is cool.
Yeah, I gotta get him into that. So trying to find some common ground.
I got in front of me now all my son's Legos. He come up with the idea to put it together. Every white, black, blue, yellow. We have to separate all the colors, and now we are putting all together. That's tough.
Yeah, my kid just got into Legos too, so I'm dealing with that. It's a big mess. He dumps all the stuff on the floor, and it takes forever to clean, but it's fun putting that stuff together and watching it build and seeing the look on their face.
You have only one?
Just the one.
Okay, I have one is 16 months, and the big one dropped all the Legos on the ground, and I have to keep watching because the other one want to eat them.
Yes. I remember those days very, very well. It's it's a tough time in the world, but you're staying as positive as you possibly can. You're enjoying this extra family time, so that's obviously a plus for sure, Marlon. And I'm glad we were able to chat and as we get ready for this fight on June 13th. But before I let you go, is there anything else you want to get off your chest for everybody as we get ready for this big fight?
Man, I just want everyone to stay positive. Help each other, give good energy. Because that's the time when we gotta all stay together, stick together, because we're going to go over this. We're going to win this battle. And at some point, this is all going to be a bad times that we live in, that we overcame. That I think that's all. I was even telling someone that, of course, I want to fight now. Of course, I want to go to a camp now. That's an experience, You, as a fighter, you have to fight in every atmosphere, This atmosphere right now, it's tough. It's hard. We can't get the best training possible. But this is going to make us stronger for the next fight and for the next. And that's it, man. We gotta fight, and we got to win every day, day by day.
Well said. At least you're not Frankie Edgar right now, who had a tornado hit his house. Did you hear about that?
I saw that, at least.
So crazy, man. But I really appreciate the time, Marlon. All the best to you over the next several weeks in preparation. Great matchup, man. So selfishly, I hope we get to see it, but hope you and the family stay safe. Enjoy that extra family time. We'll talk soon. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mike. Have a good night.